Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and just couldn't fall back asleep, no matter how much you tossed and turned? Or maybe you wake up in the morning and feel like you didn't get any real rest, even though you were in bed for 7 or 8 hours. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we get older, especially after 60, our sleep often changes in ways we don't expect. Some of those changes are natural, but others are caused by small habits or mistakes we might not even realize we're making. And the truth is, those mistakes could be quietly damaging our health. Sleep isn't just about closing our eyes and drifting off. It's the time when our bodies heal, our brains clean out waste, and our hearts and immune systems recharge. Missing out on quality sleep can leave us feeling more tired, forgetful, and even put us at risk for health problems like high blood pressure, weakened immunity, or mood swings. That's why it's so important to look closely at what we might be doing wrong without even realizing it. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the most common sleep mistakes people make after 60, and how to fix them so you can wake up feeling refreshed, sharp, and ready for the day ahead. Some of these may surprise you, and the good news is that small changes can make a big difference. Let's start with one of the most common mistakes, going to bed too early. It might sound strange, but many people, once they retire or no longer have a strict schedule, start heading to bed earlier in the evening because they feel a bit tired. The problem is that going to bed too early can actually throw off your body's natural sleep rhythm. Instead of getting a full, deep night's rest, you might find yourself waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning, wide awake, with no chance of getting back to sleep. That broken sleep cycle leaves you feeling groggy the next day, even if you technically spent a lot of time in bed. A better approach is to try to keep a consistent bedtime that lines up with when you naturally feel sleepy, even if that's a little later than you expect. Pair that with a relaxing evening routine, maybe reading a book, listening to calming music, or doing some light stretches, and you'll give your body the right signals that it's time to sleep deeply and stay asleep. Another mistake many people make without realizing it is bringing screens into the bedroom. Phones, tablets, or even watching television right before bed can seriously disrupt your ability to fall asleep. The bright blue light from those screens tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, which stops your body from producing enough melatonin, the hormone that helps you drift off. You might think scrolling through the news or catching up on a show will help you relax, but in reality, it's signaling your brain to stay alert. This not only delays your sleep but can also make your sleep lighter and more restless. A simple solution is to set a screen curfew. Try turning off devices an hour before bed and replacing that time with something more calming, like journaling, meditating, or having a warm cup of caffeine-free tea. It may feel like a small change, but your brain will thank you when you drift into deeper, more restorative sleep. A third mistake is one that doesn't always get enough attention: drinking the wrong things before bed. Many people enjoy an evening glass of wine or a late-night coffee, but both of these can backfire. Alcohol might make you feel drowsy at first, but it actually interferes with the deep stages of sleep, leaving you waking up throughout the night. And caffeine, even if you drink it in the afternoon, can linger in your system for hours. If you're sensitive to it, a 3 p.m. coffee can still be affecting your sleep at midnight. Instead, focus on hydrating during the day and, in the evening, switch to soothing herbal teas or simply water. This not only helps your body relax but also keeps your sleep cycles more stable. These may seem like small habits, but over time they really add up. Going to bed at the wrong time, using screens late into the night, or drinking things that disrupt your sleep can all chip away at the quality of your rest. And when your rest suffers, your mood, energy, and overall health do too. Now that we've uncovered some of the most common mistakes people make around bedtime, let's keep going and explore the next important habits that could be standing between you and the deep, healing sleep your body truly needs. We've already talked about how things like bedtime, screens, and evening drinks can quietly sabotage your rest. But there are a couple more habits that might be doing even more damage than you realize. These are the ones that many people don't even think about, and yet they can leave you dragging through your days, wondering why you just don't feel as sharp or energized as you used to. One big mistake is ignoring the role of your sleep environment. As we age, we sometimes become more sensitive to things like light, noise, or even the temperature in our bedrooms. Maybe you've noticed that a creaky floorboard or a car passing by wakes you up when it never used to, or that you feel restless if your room is a little too warm. Our bodies simply don't regulate sleep as easily as they once did, so the environment becomes crucial. The good news is that this is one of the easiest mistakes to fix. Start by taking a look around your bedroom. Is it dark enough? Even a small amount of light, like from a digital clock or street lamp, can disturb your sleep. Blackout curtains, an eye mask, or even taping over bright LED lights can make a huge difference. Next, think about noise. If outside sounds are an issue, consider a white noise machine or even a fan to create a calming background hum. And then there's temperature. Most people sleep best in a cooler room, around 65 to 68 degrees. It might take some experimenting, but finding that sweet spot where your body feels comfortable can lead to much deeper, more restorative rest. Now let's talk about another common mistake, not having a consistent wake-up time. This might sound counterintuitive because we often focus more on when we go to bed. But the truth is, your wake-up time is just as important, maybe even more so. When you sleep in one day and wake up early the next, your body's internal clock gets confused. It doesn't know when to release the hormones that help you feel sleepy at night or alert during the day. This inconsistency can lead to a cycle where you lie awake at night and feel sluggish in the morning. The solution is to set a regular wake-up time and stick to it, even on weekends or days when you don't have much planned. At first, it might feel a little tough, but after a week or two, your body will start adjusting. You'll notice that you get sleepy at the right time at night, and you'll wake up feeling more refreshed, without an alarm clock yanking you out of deep sleep. Another mistake many people fall into is relying too heavily on naps. Now, naps aren't necessarily bad. In fact, a short nap can sometimes give you a nice boost. But the problem comes when naps stretch too long or happen too late in the day. A 2-hour nap in the afternoon can steal precious deep sleep from your nighttime rest, leaving you tossing and turning in the dark. If you find yourself napping often, ask yourself why. Are you not sleeping well at night? Are you bored or not moving enough during the day? If you truly need a nap, try to keep it short, around 20 to 30 minutes, and earlier in the afternoon, so it doesn't interfere with bedtime. You might be surprised how much better you feel at night when your body is actually ready to sleep. What ties all of these mistakes together is that they create a ripple effect. A slightly warm bedroom might mean you wake up a few times. That interrupted sleep makes you tired, so you nap longer than you should. Then you can't fall asleep at night, so you reach for your phone, which wakes your brain up even more. Before you know it, you're caught in a cycle of restless nights and sluggish days. But the encouraging part is that when you start correcting even one of these habits, the whole cycle can shift back in your favor. So far, we've explored how bedtime choices, evening routines, what you drink, your sleep environment, and daytime naps all have a huge impact on your health after 60. But there's still one more mistake many people don't realize they're making, and it may be the most surprising of all. It's something that can affect not only your sleep but also your heart, your brain, and your overall well-being. The last mistake that often goes unnoticed is going to bed with an overactive mind. It's easy to underestimate how much stress, worry, or even excitement can disrupt sleep, especially as we age. Think about it. How many times have you laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying conversations, worrying about the future, or making mental to-do lists? Even if your body is tired, your brain keeps racing, and that mental noise makes it nearly impossible to drift into the deep, restorative sleep your body craves. What makes this mistake particularly harmful is that it doesn't just cost you rest, it creates a cycle that affects your health. Poor sleep increases stress hormones like cortisol, which can raise your blood pressure, weaken your immune system, and even affect your memory. Then, the next night, you're even more restless, and the cycle continues. It's not just about feeling tired, it's about protecting your overall health and quality of life. One of the most effective ways to calm your mind at night is to create a wind-down ritual. This doesn't need to be complicated. For some people, it's as simple as writing down their worries in a journal before bed, so they're not carrying them into the night. For others, it might be listening to calming music, practicing gentle stretches, or doing a few minutes of deep breathing. Even something like reading a light book, nothing too exciting or stressful, can signal to your brain that it's time to let go of the day. The key is consistency. When you repeat the same calming activities each night, your mind starts to associate them with rest, making it easier to fall asleep naturally. Another trick is to rethink how you respond when you can't sleep. Instead of lying in bed frustrated, try getting up and doing something relaxing in low light until you feel sleepy again. This prevents your brain from connecting your bed with anxiety and wakefulness. Over time, your bed becomes a place where you naturally feel calm and ready for rest, rather than a battleground of tossing and turning. When you step back and look at all 5 of these sleep mistakes, whether it's late-night screens, alcohol before bed, the wrong bedroom environment, irregular wake-up times, long naps, or carrying stress into bed, you can see how they're all connected. Each one might seem small on its own, but together they can quietly chip away at your health after 60. The beautiful thing is that small adjustments can completely change the way you feel. Imagine waking up refreshed, with more energy, sharper focus, and fewer aches. Imagine going through your day without constantly feeling like you're dragging. That's the power of reclaiming your sleep. And here's the part one really want you to remember: it's never too late to make these changes. Whether you're 60, 70, or even older, your body has an incredible ability to respond when you give it the right conditions. By being mindful of these habits and making gentle adjustments, you're not just improving your nights, you're protecting your heart, your brain, and your overall well-being for the years ahead. So tonight, before you go to bed, I encourage you to try just one of these changes. Maybe it's turning off your phone an hour earlier, or maybe it's lowering the thermostat a couple of degrees. Even one small step can set you on the path to better sleep. And once you feel the difference, you'll be motivated to keep going. I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest challenge you face when it comes to sleep after 60? Do you struggle with staying asleep, falling asleep, or waking up too early? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might help someone else who's going through the same thing. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss more tips like this. Together, we're building a community that believes it's never too late to live healthier, stronger, and happier. Here's to nights filled with rest and mornings filled with energy. Because after all, every good day starts with a good night's sleep. Have you ever gone to bed hoping for a peaceful night, only to wake up the next morning feeling like you barely rested at all? Maybe you tossed and turned, woke up multiple times, or just couldn't shake that groggy feeling when the alarm went off. If you're over 60, you've probably noticed that sleep doesn't come quite as easily as it used to. And here's the truth: the way you sleep now has a huge impact on your health, your energy, and even your happiness every single day. As we get older, our bodies change, and so does our relationship with sleep. It's not just about the hours you spend in bed, it's about the quality of those hours. Poor sleep can increase your risk of memory problems, weaken your immune system, make you more likely to fall, and even affect your heart. But here's the good news: most of the things that interfere with your sleep aren't random or uncontrollable. They come down to simple mistakes that you might not even realize you're making. And once you know what they are, you can fix them. That's what we're talking about today. We're going to look at 5 common sleep mistakes that people often make after 60, mistakes that might be quietly ruining your health. And even more importantly, we'll talk about what you can do instead, so you can start waking up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to enjoy your day. Let's start with a big one: screens before bed. Phones, tablets, even the television, these are all such a big part of our lives now that it feels almost natural to check them before going to sleep. Maybe you scroll through the news, play a quick game, or catch up on emails. But here's the problem: the light from these screens tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. That blue light shuts down melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Instead of winding down, your brain gets the signal to stay awake. That's why you may find yourself lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, even though you're exhausted. The solution? Try giving yourself a screen-free hour before bed. Replace that phone time with something relaxing, like reading a book, listening to calm music, or even practicing a little deep breathing. You'll be amazed how much easier it is to fall asleep when your brain isn't battling against artificial daylight. The next mistake is one a lot of people don't realize: using alcohol as a sleep aid. Maybe you've heard people say, "Oh, I'll just have a glass of wine before bed. It helps me relax." And yes, alcohol can make you feel drowsy at first. But here's the catch: alcohol disrupts the second half of your sleep cycle, the part where your body goes into deep, restorative rest. You might fall asleep faster, but you'll wake up more often during the night, and your sleep won't leave you feeling refreshed. If winding down is hard for you, try alternatives that truly support your sleep. Herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint are wonderful, and so are calming activities like gentle stretches or listening to soft music. These help your body relax naturally, without robbing you of deep sleep. Another mistake that sneaks up on people after 60 is neglecting the sleep environment itself. Think about your bedroom for a moment. Is it too warm, too noisy, or too bright? These might seem like little things, but they make a huge difference. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to these disruptions. A room that's even slightly too hot can cause restless tossing and turning. A small light from a clock or a phone charger can signal to your brain that it's not fully nighttime. Here's what helps. Keeping your bedroom cool, around 65 degrees, is ideal for most people, using blackout curtains and eliminating small sources of light. Even a comfortable mattress and pillow can make all the difference. Think of your bedroom as a sanctuary, a place designed entirely for rest. When you treat it that way, your body responds. Another common trap is irregular sleep schedules. After retirement, it's tempting to sleep in some mornings, stay up late other nights, and nap whenever you feel like it. While that flexibility can feel like a perk, it often confuses your body's internal clock. And when your body doesn't know when to expect rest, it struggles to give you the deep, consistent sleep you need. Instead, aim to go to bed and wake up at the same times every day, even on weekends. At first, it might feel a little rigid, but soon your body will thank you. You'll start to feel sleepy naturally around bedtime, and you'll wake up feeling more refreshed. That steady rhythm is one of the simplest but most powerful ways to improve your sleep. Closely related to this is the mistake of relying too much on long daytime naps. Don't get me wrong, naps aren't bad. A short nap of 20 to 30 minutes can be refreshing. But when naps stretch too long, or happen too late in the afternoon, they can interfere with your ability to fall asleep at night. It's like snacking right before dinner. Your body isn't ready for the main meal because it already feels full. If you enjoy naps, keep them short and earlier in the day. That way, they'll give you energy without robbing you of nighttime rest. The last mistake is one that often goes unnoticed: going to bed with an overactive mind. Stress, worry, or even excitement can keep you awake long after your body is ready to rest. You might find yourself lying in bed, replaying conversations, worrying about tomorrow, or making mental to-do lists. The more you try to force yourself to sleep, the more awake you feel. This mistake is especially damaging because it creates a cycle. Poor sleep raises stress hormones, which make it harder to sleep the next night, and on it goes. To break the cycle, create a bedtime ritual that calms your mind. Maybe it's journaling to get your worries out of your head, listening to soothing music, or doing some gentle breathing exercises. The key is to repeat it consistently, so your brain learns to associate those activities with rest. If you do find yourself unable to sleep, don't just lie in bed frustrated. Get up, go to a quiet, dimly lit space, and do something relaxing until you feel sleepy again. Over time, this retrains your brain to see the bed as a place for sleep, not for stress. When you step back and look at all these habits: screens at night, alcohol before bed, a poor sleep environment, irregular schedules, long naps, or carrying stress into bed, you can see how easily they can add up. On their own, they might not seem like much. But together, they can quietly chip away at your health, your mood, and your energy. The good news is that small changes really do make a huge difference. Imagine waking up refreshed, with sharper focus, more energy, and fewer aches. Imagine going through your day without that heavy feeling of exhaustion weighing you down. That's what better sleep can give you. And it's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or even older, your body is capable of amazing improvements when you give it the right conditions. Even one small change tonight, whether it's turning off the TV earlier, lowering the thermostat, or setting a consistent bedtime, can set you on a path to better sleep and better health. So tonight, I encourage you to try just one change. Pay attention to how it makes you feel in the morning, and then build from there. Over time, these small steps add up to nights filled with rest and mornings filled with energy. I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to sleep after 60? Is it falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up too early? Share your experiences in the comments below, because your story might help someone else who's struggling with the same thing. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future tips. Together, we're building a community that believes it's never too late to feel healthier, stronger, and happier. Here's to living your best life, because every great day starts with a great night's sleep.